Here we go.
Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all well, you amazing, beautiful, wonderful people. I'm dying. Very ill. So if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel, that would be amazing. That would make me feel better. And I don't know whether you know, but it's also my birthday soon. I try not to mention it. Anyway, let's get straight into the meat and potatoes. As we are talking about this, we've been talking about it for a few days because there's a lot to go over. This is a 263-page document that reflects the desire of Rogelio Nores, Rogy Dodger, Rohypno Dodge. He wants to sue and is suing Liam Payne's dad, Geoff Payne. I don't know whether you know, but yeah, it's happening. And we feel a certain way about it. But the more you go through this document, you're almost put in a position where you think, well, a lot of this makes you look worse. A lot of this makes you look worse, Roger. Because it seems to suggest that Liam Payne was indeed going through some shit. You know what I mean? He weren't 100%. He weren't 100%. But certainly it would also suggest that Geoff would suggest that Liam, when he saw him not long before this trip, he seemed okay. He seemed okay, but we also have been sort of led to believe that Liam was quite good at hiding things. If he weren't, then you may not have known. You may not have known. Now, I may argue this to a point, because there are points where you can look at Liam and think, he don't look great. He doesn't look great. And to be fair, from what we've seen of Liam, and it's minimal, I get, but what we've seen of Liam around this Argentina trip, he looks physically well. He doesn't look like the Liam that we've known to look like he's suffering and struggling. That kind of greasier, unkempt hair and the gaunt face. You know, they're synonymous with Liam Payne going through these sort of struggling periods. And look, we can speculate until the cows come home, but what I want to do in this video is look specifically at what Rogelio Nores is saying with respect of Geoff and what he's saying in respect of Kate Cassidy. Now, those of you who have followed along with this doc or looked at the lives that I've done previously or been over to down the rabbit hole news, you'll know that Rogelio specifically pointed out some things. Now, he's pointed out that Kate Cassidy was being paid by Liam Payne. I don't know what the relevance of that was. It was almost like Roger was trying to say, I'm not getting paid. I didn't get paid. I was out of pocket, which is strange in itself. This dear friend scenario where he keeps saying he's a dear friend and trying to make out like being Liam's friend left him out of pocket and he was doing everything out of the kindness of his heart. Every time I see that, I want to punch something. Because, look, nobody does anything for nothing. Nobody's that nice. Nobody's that nice. And you could turn around and say, yeah, but Roger's that nice. But then, if he was so nice that he would do all of these things for Liam, and do it out of the kindness of his heart, because he is a kind man, then would he be suing his father? Would he be suing his father for the things that Geoff Payne has said, which seem to just reflect what Geoff Payne has seen? What has he seen? What is Geoff actually saying? Well, he's saying that Liam Payne was struggling. This guy, Rogelio Nores, I didn't really know, he seemed to take charge and say, I'm going to do this out of the kindness of my heart. I'm going to take care of him. I'm going to supply doctors. I'm going to supply medical professionals. I'm going to even supply a setting in America for all of this to happen. And let's not also forget that there was a point where Rogelio Nores apparently had sent an email saying that he was no longer part of Liam's care. He was no longer part of Liam's care team. So again, I think I addressed this previously, and that is, well, if you weren't sort of a fundamental part of his care team, why would you even feel the need to send a letter, this kind of real formal scenario, that stipulates that you're not part of his care team. It's almost like, and the skeptical among us may feel that that is indicative of somebody who was trying to sever the link between the care of Liam and what would go on to happen later on, and that would be blamed. Preemptive, perhaps? Again, the speculation goes on, doesn't it? We can all speculate. We can all kind of think, and the skeptical of us will perhaps feel that there was a purpose of that. What was the actual purpose of that email? What was going through his mind at the point where he was typing to say that he would no longer be part of it and to wish everyone good luck and Liam all the best? But then off the back end of that, end up in Argentina alongside Liam. There's a massive question mark there, and if I was legal representation for Geoff, I would be querying that specific element, because you can't have your cake and eat it. You can't turn around and say that you are not this fundamental part of this care team, if you like, around Liam Payne, and then, do you know what I mean? You're either part of it, you know about it, you know the triggers, you know everything that there is to know, or you don't. And it would appear that Rogelio Nores absolutely knew the situation surrounding Liam Payne, seemingly being instrumental as well in the removal of Vitar, the bodyguard, from Liam Payne's life, who was a direct conduit for Geoff to find out exactly what was going on. Vitar having to go to a medical professional to put them right, because Liam Payne, alongside his dear friend Rogelio Nores, would lie to the medical professionals in order to dodge getting the required help and assistance. That doesn't sound like a true friend. It sounds like somebody who was facilitating the demise of an individual, and they're doing it in plain sight. But this element here, this is what I want to specifically talk about. It says in defendant Geoff's two sworn declarations, defendant Geoff self-declared himself to be the caretaker of Liam. He's Liam's dad. Let's not forget that. There is a role change here, in that you've got Liam Payne has a parent, a dad, and then he has a dear friend, Rogelio Nores. So, you know, in terms of this, he declared himself to be the caretaker of Liam. By default, he's a caretaker of Liam because he's his dad. So he's going to have care for Liam. He's going to have a responsibility to Liam, even if that's just a moral responsibility. Because Rogelio Nores turns around and says in this as well that Liam Payne is his own man. He does what he wants. So surely, if that's the case, then you can't then do to Liam's dad what you're trying to avoid, and that is say that Liam Payne could have been controlled by his father, because you're saying that he's his own man, he does what he wants to do. So did his father really have the power to influence Liam Payne? And if he did, then you did, and it would certainly be suggested that you had more influence over Liam than what Liam Payne's dad did. Because Liam Payne's bodyguard gets fired, and you seem to be instrumental in that firing, yet Liam Payne won't even explain to his dad why that happened. And I imagine he won't explain why that happened, because he knows that he would have to explain that you were instrumental of it, and Liam perhaps didn't want to show his father that he was being manipulated by you. Again, I'm just a layman from the outside looking in. But it goes on to say that defendant Geoff's sworn declaration, defendant Geoff so states, and on page 22, defendant Geoff stated he supervised Liam drinking alcohol, opportunity and superior knowledge of Liam's personal activities to assist and to meet Liam's needs. During the September-October 2024, this is where Kate gets brought into the mix, time period. So the trip, Kate Cassidy lived with Liam in Wellington, Florida, and lived with Liam in Argentina at hotel number 1, hotel number 2, until she wanted to go home from Argentina and departed. Kate Cassidy girlfriend had the capacity, opportunity, and superior knowledge of Liam's personal activities to assist and to meet Liam's needs. On information and belief, in October 2024, defendant Geoff took no action to provide medical care to Liam and or to make certain that Liam was not alone. Do you see the issue here? The issue here is that Geoff apparently knew that Rogelio Nores was going to Argentina with Liam. He also would have known that Kate was going to Argentina with him. My question is Liam Payne was indeed placed in a situation where he was alone, which you have alluded to make certain that Liam was not alone. That's also like saying, I did something and you didn't do anything about it. Because let's not forget there are emails contained within this as well that would suggest that Rogelio Nores was addressing himself as manager. And not only that, but his girlfriend was being addressed as an assistant manager. An unpaid manager, an assistant manager. Perhaps no money changed hands, perhaps none at all. But again, as suggested in this, there was works in the background that would seemingly suggest that Rogelio Nores was looking to take over the financial aspects of Liam Payne's life. So was this not so much about being paid, but the potential of being paid in the future in some manner? Now, some people have speculated that perhaps Rogelio Nores was trying to place Liam Payne in a position where he was isolated from people, and that would give him a potential to do a power of attorney over Liam eventually, that Liam would become so much of a mess that the only person that he would have to turn to would indeed be Rogelio Nores. Are we just looking at a situation that may not be so much about Rogelio Nores looking to kill Liam Payne, but was he looking to do something and this went just too far? This ended up in a scenario that Rogelio Nores had perhaps not fully understood could have happened. Who knows? Who knows? But the more you read this documentation, the worse Rogelio Nores looks. But what I do feel is that Kate Cassidy, again, holds the key here, but I wonder whether this has been quite strategic. Because ultimately, the Liam Payne, Rogelio Nores and Kate Cassidy triangle is the key here. Geoff Payne is on the peripheral of it, looking in, but these three individuals spent their time together. They were in Argentina together. Kate Cassidy left. And again, this ain't about putting the boot in on Kate Cassidy. This isn't about trying to haul her over the coals or hold her feet to the fire. But it is, in my opinion, we're at a place where Rogelio Nores could potentially be doing this strategically in order to show people that he is willing to do whatever needs to be done in order to protect himself. And that means that he is even willing to sue Liam Payne's father. Because at the moment, he is throwing Kate Cassidy under the bus. She's getting paid. She had the knowledge. She could have done things while simultaneously trying to make out like there was nothing to do. But that's contradictive of even what the hotel have said and various witnesses. There just seems to be everybody is contradicting one another. But will Kate Cassidy stand by Geoff Payne? Will Kate Cassidy come forward and say anything? Will she now be in fear to do so? Because, again, Rogelio Nores is showing that he is willing to do what needs to be done to protect himself. Who knows what's going to happen next? But I do feel that it's Kate Cassidy's move. Let me know down below what you think. Catch me tonight for the live where we go over the Idaho 4 docs and the latest in the Idaho 4 case. And if you're not already subscribed to Mrs. Hars's channel too, make sure to subscribe to that channel, as in the next few days we will have videos going up on there showing you a little bit more behind the scenes stuff, more family orientated stuff, not crime, not death and destruction and murder and all that, just more light-hearted stuff. But anyway, till tonight, I'm going to love you and leave you. Have a fantastic Sunday. Don't work too hard, and I'll catch you all then. Bye.